Hi folks, Joe here with the latest installment of 3 critical questions you must ask. If you remember from last time, we talked about the concepts of feasibility and viability as they relate to innovation. Today we're going to dig a little deeper into that, and I'm going to show you an exercise that I have used religiously for the last 20 years with every client I've ever worked with. Okay, no matter what stage we're at in a project by the time they ask me to come in, I use this and I make everybody go through the exercise because I think it's tremendously important. And what it's about is answering questions, okay? In the last video, we posed a lot of questions, okay? What can we actually accomplish within reality, right? How great can we be? What matters? And the big question overall is what's worth doing? What is worth our time? What is worth the organization's investment? What is actually going to deliver something that's meaningful? All right. The way that you answer those questions is by digging into the relationship between what matters, what's important, and what you can actually do and support. Okay. So what I do when I'm in the room with a client is I draw an axis on the board that looks like this. Okay. On the vertical axis is importance. On the horizontal axis, you see feasibility and viability. Okay, so the first axis is this important? Does it matter? Meaning, does it deliver value out to people? Does it deliver value back to us as an organization? Does it get us the desired outcome that we're after? Okay, how much does it matter? How important is it? The other axis is, as we talked about before, feasibility, which means can we actually pull this off in the time we have with the people that we have with the budget that we have, and after it launches, what's the likelihood of us being able to build on that value continuously over time, again and again and again and again, right? We can support it. So those are the two things we're weighing here. What you do is you take your ideas, your features, your functions, your proposed improvements, whatever they are, and you plot them on this chart. Okay? Here's how you rate whether those things are actually worth pursuing or not. Anything that falls in this lower left corner, okay, is things that you ignore completely. There is nothing here of value. Why? Because it's not important and you know you can't do it. Okay? There are serious questions as to whether it matters, and there are serious questions as to whether you can actually pull it off. Okay? So anything that lands down here is out. Period. Okay? You don't even think twice about it. Anything that lands in the middle, okay, is a bit of a different story. Okay? That means that you have a fair idea that this stuff might really matter to a significant portion of users, and you have some confidence that you could actually do it, that you'll be able to execute on it, again, in the time allotted, in the budget allotted, and whatever. So you strongly consider accommodating anything that falls here. However, doesn't mean you have to do it. All right? It also means that anything you implement that falls in this area probably doesn't need to be the absolute best it can be. Okay? This is where the idea of minimum viable product comes in. It has to work. It has to do what it's intended to do, but it does not have to be to the absolute level of perfection. Okay? A good friend of mine likes to say that sometimes the best anything ever has to be is done. That's how you describe the stuff that lands here. Okay? In this top right quadrant, this is include or die. This is the critical stuff. This is these are the features, the functions, the things that provide a great degree of value. They're tremendously important both to users and to the organization, and you are absolutely beyond a shadow of a doubt certain that you can knock these out. This is what people typically refer to as low-hanging fruit. Okay? These are the things that you absolutely must do. These are the things that are worth your time and effort, and these are also things that are absolutely worth your spending time to make sure that they are as designed and built as well as they can possibly be. Okay? It's where you pay attention to every tiny detail to make sure, right, that the user experience is the best it can be. That's where the value is. All right? So this may seem very simplistic, but I'll tell you, it works with absolutely anything that you're working on. if you have a list of proposed features and functions, right, and if you ask a group of people, if you ask stakeholders, okay, well, how much stuff on this list is important? What do they say? All of it, right? How much do we have to have by the end of the sprint? All of it. It's not true, okay? Not everything is of equal importance. Not everything is worth doing, okay? You have to come back to this again and again and again. The way that you vet that out and the way that you win those arguments, quite frankly, is by doing this exercise with them, okay? Everybody will slowly, if not grudgingly, realize that not everything matters, okay? So I'm going to stop there. And again, I would really, really encourage you to take this and apply it to whatever it is that you're working on right now. I don't care what it is. If you've got a list of improvements, if you've got things that if it's your own app, okay, and there are things that you think you want to redesign or things you want to change or things that people are complaining about, okay, list the possible solutions, chart them on this chart, okay, and see where they fall and give some hard thought to what's really worth doing, okay? I'm interested to see what you find, and I encourage you to share those results with me, okay? I'm always happy to hear about what people are doing and what they're finding out and how they're overcoming their challenges, okay? So until next time I will leave you, I encourage you all once again to visit givegoodux.com for articles, advice, free downloads, etc. And I encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to check out my new book on user experience strategy, Think First. It is, as I've said, a roadmap to creating successful products, okay? From start to finish, I walk you through everything you need to dig into in terms of strategy to make sure that by the time you get to design, you'll be able to withstand any weather. No matter what happens, you will be standing on solid ground, okay? Until next time, give good UX.